Hey there my fellow Indians, welcome to NewsHamster. There are widespread protests of farmers across the country, especially across the borders of Delhi, for legitimate concerns. But for our media,
भड़क गए हैं बिल से या किसानों को भड़काया गया है राजनीतिक रोटियां सेकने के लिए।
क्या वाकई किसानों को भड़काया जा रहा है? क्या वाकई किसान आंदोलन की आग में राजनीति की रोटियां सेकी जा रही हैं?
कांग्रेस पार्टी या कुछ लोगों ने हाईजैक किया और कुछ अराजक तत्व हैं जो इसका इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं।
क्या इसके पीछे वोट बैंक की पॉलिटिक्स है या वाकई किसानों का दर्द जायज है?
अन्नदाता का आक्रोश, किसका दोष? क्या लुटियन की मीडिया अब अपनी गलतियों को सुधार करेगा? सत्ता का दुरुपयोग कब तक बर्दाश्त करेगा देश?
yes, for our Indian media, if you wear a pagdi, you're a Khalistani. If you wear a topi, you're a Pakistani. If you don't wear anything, you're a Tukre Tukre gang. Welcome to the new age media of India. Ladies and gentlemen, farm protests started as long as 3 months ago. But now the situation looks pretty grim as the farmers have come down from various states and are staging their protests across the borders of Delhi, which are blocked. What are these 3 bills? What do they consist of? To know these details, you can watch this video. But let me tell you a few things you need to be aware of. Minimum support price is the minimum price for a crop that the government considers remunerative, which they pay to the farmers and procure their produce, thereby supporting the farmers and making sure that they don't suffer losses. Let's go in a little bit of detail. So in case the market prices fall way below what the farmers were expecting for their produce, they can sell it to the government procurement agencies at minimum support price, which will be way better than the market price. Even in the general terms, the farmers can sell their produce at MSP and stay away from market fluctuations and get a sure shot profitable revenue for their produce. MSP was like a cushion for the farmers to stay away from market fluctuations, to stay away from not getting enough revenue for their produce. MSP is fixed by CACP or the Commission for Agricultural Costs and Prices by taking into account various factors like cost of production, intercrop price parity, trends in the national, international market, and so on. But with these bills, the farmers believe that MSP regime will end as there has been no mention of MSP in any of these bills. Also, MSP as a factor doesn't have a statutory or a legal backing, and the government has no obligation to continue this. This is the biggest fear of the farmers. Also, previous reports from CACP and Niti Aayog like authorities which have spoken about scrapping the MSP have added to their fears. The major demand of the farmers is that a promise through a legislation has to be made to them that MSP regime will continue no matter what. Even though the government has promised it verbally, farmers find it hard to trust the government. What's more, the bill allows the farmers to sell their produce across various states to various people and even corporate entities. But again, this has not been linked to what we call as the minimum support price, and hence the farmers believe that they can be exploited in any manner. The bills want to get rid of the existing mandi structure where the farmers sell their produce as they are exploited here through middlemen. And through these bills, they will be able to sell their produce anywhere. But don't you think through this anywhere clause, they will be subjected to more middlemen and more exploitation, especially through the corporates, as they have no safety mechanism. Here, the government has not promised them that they can go to courts to solve their issue, but they have provided them bureaucracy as the grievance redressal mechanism, which is today a big victim of corruption and red tapeism. So the farmers have taken this as an opportunity that if you're planning to bring reforms, might as well do it in a good manner where we will get security and freedom. The farmers have been provided with various avenues of negotiation, but they only wanted to talk to the government of India. On 13th November, they had a deliberation with the government, represented by the 3 cabinet ministers, but it was not successful. But the government's request to move away from the railway lines that they had blocked was adhered to by the farmers. Then on December 3rd, they had another set of negotiation, which again the farmers felt was unfruitful, yet the government's attitude seemed a little soft to them. Well, today as we are recording this video, the farmers have yet another deliberation with the government, yet another negotiation with the government, which probably might reach a conclusion. But if this might not reach a conclusion, the farmers have called for a nationwide bandh and a nationwide chakka jam. The farmers have also been providing food to the policemen who have been stationed there to take control of the situation. And on December 3rd, when they went to Vigyan Bhavan for negotiation with the government, even though food was served to them, they carried their own food and ate the same which gives out a strong message that we are not here to enjoy delicacies or take favors, but we are here for an important cause which we will get fulfilled by our own hard work. Uttar Pradesh government brought in the love jihad law. It is called as Uttar Pradesh Prohibition of Unlawful Conversion of Religion Ordinance of 2020. Let's try to understand this ordinance a little bit. It predominantly criminalizes marriages done solely for the purpose of religious conversions. It also makes coercive conversion or forceful conversion a criminal offense. And this kind of marriage will be declared void or unlawful by the respective courts. If you are found guilty, you can face imprisonment for a term of 3 to 10 years depending on the intensity of your conversion. Also, you will have to pay a fine. Then you must be thinking, how do we even convert? For your conversion to be called lawful or constitutional, there is a procedure you need to follow. You need to give a declaration to the district magistrate before and after your conversion. Also, you will be perhaps subjected to an inquiry by the district magistrate to make sure your conversion is lawful. All this seems okay, but the bone of contention is the clause of allurement mentioned in the law. Well, allurement is not vague here, it's clearly defined. It can be the gift that you give her or the gift that you give him, or it can be a simple verbal statement like, hey, abracadabra, get converted. You think I'm kidding? No. If it's proven that you have said to him or her that you will have a better lifestyle if he or she converts, or if she does not convert, she will incur divine displeasure or otherwise, you can go behind bars for practicing love jihad. Okay, simple. Let's say you are from religion A and you're dating someone from religion B. You have given him or her gifts. You have sent him or her memes on WhatsApp, and one day he or she found you cheating on them, and now they decide to impose love jihad law on you. And what they give as evidence is the same gifts you gave them and the same memes you sent them, saying this is nothing but allurement that they were subjected to by you. This law says reconversion is legal. That is, if you have been converted from religion A to religion B, now you are being forcefully converted to religion A back again, it's not illegal, it's perfectly legal. According to this law, the burden of proof is on those who have carried out the conversion and not on those who are affected by it. Usually, the procedure is like the one who is affected with it has to prove that they are innocent, and it moves away from that convention that an accused is innocent until proven. But here, all conversions are assumed to be illegal, and the one who has done it has to prove that it's not illegal. Pretty ambiguous, right? Ladies and gentlemen, the strength of the law or an ordinance or a piece of legislation is its brevity or its accuracy. But this law is unclear and vague. Have you noted the fact that this law paints women as same, old, gullible, vulnerable, easy to crack group of section of society that can be easily lured into forceful conversion? This law, according to experts, is against the right to propagate one's religion, freedom of choices, freedom of personal liberty, and right to life itself. Let us note that the apex court of Uttar Pradesh, that is the Allahabad High Court, has said that this law is bad in law or unconstitutional. But the UP government banked on the ruling of Allahabad High Court that came in September 2020. But 2 months down the lane, the same court said that this law is wrong, on quote, bad in law, when it ruled on a plea filed by an interfaith couple, Salamat Ansari and Priyanka Kharwar, to quash the police complaint filed on them by Priyanka's father. The Allahabad High Court said that no one, not even Priyanka's father, can stop her from making the choice of her marriage because she is a full-grown adult and has the right to do so. After Uttar Pradesh, 5 odd states have mentioned that they will be bringing similar kind of law in their respective states. So that is about the love jihad law. Okay, some basics, okay? Love jihad. What is this love jihad? This has been trending everywhere. What is love jihad? I looked up on Wikipedia and this is what I found. Love jihad or Romeo jihad is an Islamophobic conspiracy theory alleging that Muslim men target women belonging to non-Muslim communities for conversion to Islam by feigning love. Oh my god. Well, since a few days there was no Hindu-Muslim content, so they looked upon their treasure box. They went through some types of jihads like Zameen jihad, Asman jihad, Tatti jihad, UPSC jihad, all love jihad. Interesting. इस reel को चलाओ, play this reel and action.
जिहाद वाला लव खैर नहीं अब
प्यार करना गलत नहीं है, लेकिन
लव से बैर नहीं है।
लेकिन अगर कोई लव के नाम पर
जिहाद करेगा तो उसकी खैर नहीं है।
लव तो अलाउड है लेकिन जिहाद अलाउड नहीं है।
क्या आपको लगता है कि अब निश्चित तौर पर जिहादियों से छुट्टी मिलेगी, यहाँ की बेटियों को मुक्ति मिलेगी, यहाँ की बेटियों को?
जो शादी धर्म बदलने के लिए की जा रही है या जो शादी धर्म बदलने के लिए कर रहे हैं वो कौन है? उनको मैं लव जिहादी ना कहूं तो क्या कहूं?
अरे सर, योगी जी ने तो ताल ठोक कर कहा था लव जिहाद नहीं रुकेगा तो उन लोगों का राम नाम सत्य होगा।
Because it's so easy to lure women into your love. You just need to know good acting skills and you're done. Because women, no matter how educated, how skilled, how talented she is, just by your acting skills, she'll fall for your love, bro. I bet it. So now everything is love jihad. Tanishq ad is love jihad. UPSC topper Tina Dabi's wedding was love jihad. Suitable boy was love jihad. Even Kedarnath movie of Sushant Singh Rajput is love jihad. Talking about movies, popular OTT platform Netflix was called for a ban because it showed from Hindu-phobic content or love jihad. I am talking about the movie Suitable Boy that was released, and because of a kissing scene in the temple, it was called for a ban. Here's something hilarious.
नेटफ्लिक्स पर आने वाली वेब सीरीज का एक बहुत सीधा प्रभाव है क्योंकि एक ओटीपी से उसको डाउनलोड करके तुरंत देखा जा सकता है।
The movie Suitable Boy is based on a popular novel written by Vikram Seth by the same name. The novel released in 1993, but the outrage started this year because the book is so fat, no one would want to read it. But OTP or whatever, you can easily watch it. So why not just outrage? Not just Suitable Boy, but even Ludo and such other films have been subjected to what we call as cancel culture. The next news is that the recent report of the internal working group of the RBI or the Reserve Bank of India has raised quite a stir, as it was set up to examine the feasibility of allowing corporates in the Indian banking setup, or even allow a corporate structure for the Indian private sector banks. Though the internal working group believes that this move will help bolster the Indian economy or the ailing Indian banking structure, several experts and critics, for instance Raghuram Rajan and Viral Acharya, have said that it will have wide ramifications, one in the form of connected lending. What is connected lending? It is when the owner or the promoter of a bank is also a borrower. Simply put, the owner of the bank channels the depositor's money into his own projects or his own ventures. Connected lending is not new to India. This has been one of the reasons why banks like Yes Bank, DHFL have failed. It is also seen that these big business barons who enter the banking structure one day end up like Malia or Modi. Nirav Modi, yaar. This is also leading to an evergreening of loans where they take one loan to pay another loan, take one loan to pay another loan. So it is to be seen that if this will result well for the Indian economy, will it be adopted or not? Prime Minister Modi in one of his speeches spoke about one nation, one election and stirred up quite a debate. He said one nation, one election is not even a matter of debate. What is this one nation, one election? This is where our election system of a country will be synced in such a manner that the Lok Sabha elections and the state assembly elections will be done at once. They will be done all together. All the elections will be done once in 5 years. There will be no separate Bihar elections, separate Hyderabad elections. Everything will come under one banner. Well, the advantages is that it will save some money for the government. It will save some administrative expenditure, save some labor, etc. But it will have bad effects on the regional political parties, and people tend to forget about the regional issues. People will focus on the national issues, and it's not surely proven that it will definitely reduce election expenditure. It might raise the election expenditure. So the Modi government has a little bit of inclination for doing everything one nation, one tax, one nation, one market, one nation, one election, one card, one code. Lastly, we have to talk about what happened on Twitter. I mean, it's so interesting. Diljit Dosanjh and Kangana Ranaut got into a splat. The splat was in the backdrop of the farmer protests. Now, there was a Dadi who was there in the farmer protests, and Kangana Ranaut confused her with Bilkis Dadi of Shaheen Bagh protests. If she had a bigger agenda in mind, we don't know that. Let's not even judge, okay? Please, judgmental audience. But she called the Dadi, who was apparently a farmer's mother or a farmer, as Bilkis Dadi from Shaheen Bagh, saying she is available for 100 rupees. A Padma Bhushan or whatever awardee calls another woman as she is available for 100 rupees. And that's it. Diljit Dosanjh lost it. There was a verbal splat. And Kangana resorted to her own measures. Like, Bollywood, Sushant Singh, verbal gang, killing gang, suicide gang, nepotism. We know that Diljit is not a part of any of this. He openly said that I don't go to work for Karan Johar. When will Kangana stop her obsession with Karan Johar? I think we are all bored of it now. Kangana really needs to find new content for all of us. Well, we know that COVID vaccine is coming down. UK has already started the shots, and we will see how this will pan out for India, because we need some storage facility, we need a vaccination policy, which we have not drawn yet clearly, and we will see who we will prioritize and what we are going to do with it. Well, that's it. These are some important news of this week. Oh, did I tell you about Stan Swami? Father Stan Swami is an 83-year-old who's arrested allegedly because of he inciting violence in the Bhima Koregaon case. About Bhima Koregaon, we'll talk later, but he's an 83-year-old who suffered from Parkinson's disease, who's still suffering from Parkinson's disease, but was arrested. He was there in jail, and because of his ailment, he could not drink water from the glass. But later, he said that I would like to have a straw with a sipper so that I can drink water. Initially, the National Investigation Agency denied it. They could not give him a sipper, but now thankfully, he's been supplied with a sipper and a straw. Well, he is not one of those people who's been arrested, who's been sick. Even Varavara Rao, even Sudha Bharadwaj, all these people who are pretty old are in jail. Well, these are some important news that you should be aware of and you should have a good idea about. If you have anything to share with us, write to us in the comment section. We shall see you again with more information and more content. Don't forget to visit our website www.thenewshamster.com or follow us on the social media handles for regular, quicker and truthful updates. Until next time, I raise my hand. Jai Hind. Take care. Bye-bye.